Thank you, Tom, for the piano. That was beautiful. This is a Rotary Club where a bunch of good people come together and do great things. Turn and say hello to somebody you haven't seen yet this morning. By the way, you're going to not speak. Okay, guys, we could do this all day long, but we have a great program in store for you. So let's get going. Our invocation today is by Brian Talkington, Song and Pledge by Corey Nickerson, and visitor introductions is by past President Karen Keith. At this time, I'd like to invite Brian forward for our invocation.
Good noon, everybody. Please bow your heads. Lord, you have given most of mankind a strong desire to do good, to be honest, to serve others, and to faithfully fulfill their obligations to their neighbors. Help us as Rotarians and humans to do good. Help us to be honest and ethical in all our dealings. Help us to serve and to do kind acts of others, especially those in need. And help us to faithfully fulfill our obligations as neighbors to our community, our nation, and the world. We pray for all. In your name, amen.
Let's do America the Beautiful. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, one and all, to the Rotary Club of Tulsa. We are so delighted to have all of you here. I'd like to introduce our visitors today, so if you would stand, please, with your host Rotarian. I would appreciate that. So first, Tom Montgomery. He is here with Bob McKenzie. Welcome. Lynn Flynn with the Rowland Group. She's here with David Wagner. Welcome. And Amanda Viles, OSU Extension. I think she might be related to Philip. At OSU Foundation. Sorry about that. I've got OSU Extension on my brain. John Ahrens, the Augustine Christian Academy, Tom Wolf's guest. And Judge Bill LaFortune, and he's the guest of Sandra Mullen. So, Judge, so nice to see you here. I hope you'll be coming back more often. And Mary Kane is also Sandra's guest with Chenoweth and Cohen. And Jenna Acosta with the Naked Bean. She's Monica Martin's guest. And let's see, Andrew Ralston. Where's Andrew? Hey, Andrew. He's with the Tulsa Regional Chamber, and he's Marlene Lividas' guest. So welcome to one and all. So please come back and join us anytime. We'd love to have you.
Thank you, Miss Karen. We have one sponsor today, and it's Carl Vincent with Corporate Realty Advisors. Can we give Carl a big hand for supporting our club? We have some exciting upcoming programs. I want to give you a little peek into them in case you have some visitors that might be interested. On April the 12th, Oklahoma City's Mayor Mick Cornett's going to be here for our joint Oklahoma City meeting. Most of us have heard Mick speak over the years. If you've been in the club, I can tell you he's awesome. So if you have a guest, it's a wonderful, wonderful program to bring a guest to. On April the 19th, we have an inclusion panel with Gatesway, New View, the Center, and One Gas. And a little tip, what we're going to see today is vision in this area, and what this panel is going to talk about is implementation. So this program and the one from 2 weeks are kind of go back to back, all the way from the visioneering to the boots on the ground. And on April the 26th, we get to do the Camp Enterprise meeting. If you've never been to Camp Enterprise, this will be a great way to get introduced. Otherwise, it'll be a horribly entertaining meeting with a bunch of high school juniors here being a little bit rowdy. So I look forward to those programs. I'd like to invite Matthew Bristow forward. He has a presentation about the Budget Committee. So Matthew.
Thank you very much. That was me. Thank you very much, everyone. So this relates to the yellow slip on everyone's table. I'm the budget chair for this current year ending in July, and then I'll be Secretary Treasurer next year. So one of the a discussion point or feedback to the board has been around meals that we have at the club, and also how we pay for meals. We have members who have businesses who pay dues but not meals, and so as part of the process, we need to get feedback from everyone in the club around an option that's been proposed. There's a thought that the current system for meals is you pay in advance 6 months of meals when you're paying dues, and there's a proposal that we could change to a pay-as-you-go system for meals. So some people would elect to stay the same, paying in advance, and others may want to pay each week. That would happen when your badge was scanned when you come in, we need feedback. Part of the issue with the budgeting process is we need to have a good handle on how many people would want to do that, because it has a significant impact on how we budget for the costs of planning meals each week. We're also looking at membership dues and the balance between membership dues and the cost of meal, which includes the cost of the room that we're in. So we're going to be considering that too. The choice on the table is only two options. I'd ask that you only vote once. It's anonymous, so have at it if you really want to. It's going to be repeated in the Monday Minute for anyone who couldn't attend today. So option one is you would need to make a choice before June, which is when all the invoices go out. But option one is you stay the same. It's what I'm going to do. You continue to pay dues, have all your meals paid, so whenever you come, it's done. Option two would be pay each week. Your badge is scanned and you'll be charged. As part of the balance for allowing you to do that, though, there is going to be a slight discount for anyone who pays in advance, because it gives the club some flexibility with the budget. Equally, if you decide to pay each week, there's going to be a premium that you would have for doing so. And before you ask, it's probably going to be in the region of 15 to 20% difference between the two. So you'd also need to put a credit card authorization form or ACH into the office. So all the details come later, but the first thing, if people could just write on the form, I want to stay as we are, paying in advance, or I'd like to consider paying each week. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, I would please ask you to refrain from voting more than once on this. We do want an accurate representation of your views. We will also be doing this a couple more times, so when it comes up again, don't vote again. So thank you very much. We're making some great decisions coming forward into Mike's year, and he'd appreciate your honesty. I'd like to take this moment to thank Lou Ann and the IBA Social Committee team once again for their hard work and the prizes that were given away. I won a Yeti Cup by leaps and bounds, my favorite travel mug, and it says Hard Rock Cafe, and then I won a hoodie. And you know, I'm not much of a hoodie guy, but I've come to really appreciate hoodies because I've learned they have a dual purpose, so join me.
Yo, Charles, the game's about to begin.
I'm here.
Dude, you do know you put your hoodie on backwards, right?
Did I? It's called a snack hoodie.
You've gone mad.
A very fine line between madness and genius.
I think he's on to something. Lean that hoodie over here, man.
Let me get some.
I think we need to call the patent office.
Split it 3 ways.
2.5.
Who gets the half?
You?
So I was going to put my hoodie on, but I couldn't get my coat over it. But, you know, I am the fine line between madness and genius, too. It's not that fine, right? Mostly madness. Whoever said that, thank you. The straight man over there. I also wanted to say congratulations to South Carolina's women's team for winning the NCAA tournament championship. They are coached by Don Staley, and SC is the first team that I can remember in the last 8 or 9 years that hasn't been named UConn that won the tournament. So here's a little reminder about their coach, Don Staley. She won 3 Olympic gold medals, was an NBA All-Star, is the only Final Four MVP of the tournament not to have been on a winning team, was the 2012 inductee into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, is only the second African-American woman coach to ever win the NCAA tournament. She is an absolutely astounding, wonderful person, and she was our 2007 Female IBA Award honoree. Congratulations to Don Staley. I want to thank Mac for sending me the email and that reminder. Thank you very much. And if you would like to be around this caliber of person and athlete, I would encourage you, along with supporting our foundation, to see Casey King and Jean Martin after the meeting today and purchase your IBA award tickets for this year's event. I would like to ask Alicia Herrera and Karen Keith to come forward to introduce our newest members. Karen and Alicia.
Need a snack hoodie. Hello, I am so excited to introduce one of our newest members, Mindy Strain. Mindy is a vice president at National Bank and Commerce here in Tulsa. She has been in banking for 12 years. She is an Oklahoma State University grad. You guys can clap now. There you go. Mindy's a dear friend of mine. I'm so incredibly proud of her. She's been in Rotaract for 2 years. She served as their vice president. She has a heart for philanthropy. She's going to do phenomenal with us. I hope you guys will all embrace her and get her to sign up for any committees that you need her for. She'll do it. And literally, yeah, there you go. Talk her into anything. Mindy, this is a copy of your 4-way test and a copy of your new pin. And congratulations and welcome to Rotary. Take a picture. Can we get a do-over? Is it okay? I'm kidding.
Okay, I'm really excited to introduce Danny Stockstill to all of you. He's a respected community leader. He's got 2 small businesses, a modern academy. It's the Grade, Power, Learning, and Philosophy, and the lead pastor of Brookside Baptist Church. He's a devoted husband and father, a champion of education, and if that wasn't enough, he has served as a chaplain to Tulsa's police and fire departments for the last 14 years. He has spent his entire working career in service, so he's a perfect match for us. He has served as a student pastor for 15 years in Oklahoma, Mississippi, and Arkansas, leading a church in Brookside for the past 5 years. And I will tell you, he has completely energized not just the church, but the neighborhood and the business association. He also is owning and running a tutoring and learning center, creating a school for students with learning issues. And while he has served Tulsa citizens as a chaplain in the darkest times, Danny finds his purpose in providing compassionate service to the communities that surround him, wherever that might be. The past 20 years, Danny has traveled to 4 continents on service missions. He's had the privilege of building schools in Mexico, Belize, and the Dominican Republic. He has assisted in medical and dental trips to Honduras, Mexico, and Peru. Are we thinking about things that he might do in this club? Easy. And he has worked with orphanages and learning centers in India, Zimbabwe, and South Africa, as well as working with many nonprofits across the U.S. He's built his life around the idea of meeting people and meeting needs, and that is one of the reasons he became interested in Rotary, because he's embracing the Rotarian motto, service above self. Danny is also an enthusiastic and inspiring member of the Brookside Business Association, which is where we met, and he is a really funny guy. So, it is my pleasure to introduce my friend and new Rotarian, Danny Stockstill, Pastor Danny, whatever you want to call him. So.
Well, thank you, Karen and Alicia, and John DeBar, thank you for doing the new member orientation. And Danny, welcome. I have a question. Do you speak Spanish? That's good enough. Water well, have you got your ears on there? And Mindy, today is a special day. I've never worn orange in my life. Just for you. Thank you again. Sarge. If you can get your, now I got a question. Do you have a can of hairspray in your purse?
You know what, I walked through the wind, I didn't even...
Well, I was going to say, given the wind, you are stunning today.
Wow, I have nothing
I mean,
to
only
say.
because you should be.
I did not witness him do anything at Camp Enterprise that he should not have been doing, okay? I'm just going to say that right now, because you know everybody thinks that. And Mindy, I just want to say, it's about time. She's been in all of our videos and everything else, and then she wasn't even a member, so thank you for doing that. Okay, well, let's get on to our slides. Okay, first of all, Forrest, as you all know, all slides were canceled last week because Forrest was a little late getting here, so I just said, just hold the slides. But it was his birthday on March 8th, and he wanted to send me an IBA photo to show for his birthday. And I said, absolutely not. And then he sent me my favorite photo of he and his beautiful wife, Sharon. So thank you and happy birthday, happy belated birthday. Tom Campbell. So Tom had his 42nd anniversary. Where's Tom? Raise a hand. There he is. Okay. All right. This is good stuff right here. Okay. He wanted to be fined for his 42nd anniversary, and so he sent me this photo, and he said that it's he and his wife Carla last summer in Saint-Tropez, France, in the Bay of the Mediterranean, right behind them, and it's not far from where Brigitte Bardot came out of the water on shore for the film that made her famous. Now, the reason he sent $84 is he said that it's $2 for each year rather than $1, because while he thought their marriage would be good, it's been twice as good as he expected. Isn't that sweet? Now, I know, yay, happy anniversary.
So when he calls to ask for a copy of this program, we need to charge him twice as much.
Right. So now, I also want to say, do you know what photo he's talking about?
No.
The Brigitte Bardot. Does anybody in here know which photo he's talking about? Okay, well, some of you do, and I was curious because I thought, well, you know, she was kind of before my time. I know, hard to believe, but I looked it up because I thought, well, I want to see, you know, what was all the fuss about and why did this photo make her famous? As soon as I saw the photo, I knew why, and I'm going to show it to you so you don't have to go Google it after there. So
you don't
here we
have
go.
the picture? Oh, there it is.
because she loves Rotary. Okay, so there. Do you like that? Was that good?
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, be glad she has on the Rotary emblem.
Yeah.
So if you look that up, you'll see what I'm talking about.
I've got a Camp Enterprise picture of me on a beach. Just saying.
I could have done that. Yeah, I'm just not that smart sometimes, President John. I'm not that quick, okay? All right, so thanks again, Tom. You know, you gave me another opportunity to attempt to be funny. So, TERRI Heritage. Hey, how about, look at TERRI. I have to tell you, this is so funny. I said,
Wow.
send me a photo, because she wanted to do a find to celebrate 42 years with interim health care, where they do private duty nursing for home, hospital, and retirement center. So she bought her franchise in 1975 and moved from Tulsa from Bergen County, New Jersey, with 3 sons and a dog. And so for Christmas one year, Tim Colwell made this really awesome card. And on the inside, I have it right here. She has it. This is how she's preserving it, in a Ziploc bag. This is preserved for all of history. But on the inside, it says, when Nurse TERRI first came to Oklahoma, she faced serious wardrobe questions. So there you go. I love it. So thank you so much, TERRI, for your generous find. Okay, Doug Padgett. Doug is rolling out the money after Camp Enterprise. That's him, because I took a picture of him while he was taking pictures of other people. We only know him that way, but here he is in the front. If you all don't know his face, this is him. So he's celebrating 4 Rotarians. $25 each for the compadres who supervised a bus full of kids 1/5 their age. That would be Jarl and Pedro, and they're both here today. And then we have $25 for Barbara Knoll, who mentored her team while managing post-neck surgery in style. Tim brought 2 recliners, one for her bedroom and one for the camp, and she was able to participate and do an amazing job, even though she just had surgery. And then finally, $25 for Jan Lobb, who made the whole thing soar. So thank you all, and thank you, Doug. Okay, and then one of our guests, how awesome is this? A guest paid a fine. It was Emily Barkley. I don't know if you remember, she sat over here because she had done a lot of helping with getting the students recruited. So she sent us $100 to celebrate Gene Martin and Casey King for the IBA Awards and the Eddie Sutton Tuskegee Award. So thank you, Emily, if you get to see this. And then finally, a SARGE salute to Forrest Cameron, because this is the picture he wanted to post instead of his birthday picture. And I said, look, you do so much and you keep us all in the news all the time. I'm happy to show what an amazing coverage that you've got. Now I have one more. This is like an emergency slide that just came in. But I don't have a slide because it was an emergency, but I have money. Money sometimes is more important than a slide. So it says, it's a $120 fine, and it says, this is $1 a year for Bob Sade's 40th anniversary of perfect attendance in Rotary and his birthday. In spite of the attendance, I noticed that again this year he is traveling on his birthday week. I would never suspect him of scheduling that to avoid a SARGE, but wanted to make sure it was recognized appropriately in absentia. So, since I like round numbers, I need to add $4, which I did in sympathy for Tom Byers, whose Jayhawks failed to make the 4th round of the NCAA tournament again this year. That is doubly disappointing, as had they won, as all expected, we would have seen him here in all of his KU regalia, and his win might have prompted him to finally make the great reveal of his Jayhawk tattoo. So, okay. That's all I have. So
Okay.
Thank you all so much.
Thank
and
you.
as you know, these fines go to our foundation so we can keep doing these wonderful things for the local nonprofits and local in our city, helping people. So keep the money coming on in. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We have a few announcements. As we've talked a couple of times, Camp Enterprise was over this last weekend. It was a fantastic group. I think a counselor and all the staff people. This was by far our greatest class of impressive kids we've ever had. 5 years ago, I'd have told you we were going down the toilet as a country, but this group gives me hope. So it was a really great camp, but thanks to all that helped. If you could stand up real fast, we'll give you a round of applause. It's a Herculean effort. There are sign-ups on your table for fireside small groups. It's a great way to get to know your fellow Rotarians and to go someplace different. And each Rotarian tries to one-up somebody on the last fireside, so they're going to be really throwing out the red carpet for you. So find one that fits your schedule. There's everything you could ever want, and sign up for your fireside. We also use this meeting to get important feedback on the club's direction. So if you want to have a voice in the club, also go to fireside. There's an upcoming service volunteer opportunity. Saturday, April the 8th, Be Wise Immunize will be at the Tulsa Zoo, partnering with other Rotary clubs for a free vaccination clinic for school children. There's 2 shifts, morning and afternoon. We need volunteers, so please sign up through DACDB or see me. Committee meetings after the meeting today. Budget will be meeting at the Rotary office, so if you're on the budget committee, we'll be at the Rotary office. International Projects is in room 233. At this time, I'd like to introduce our Rotarian of the Day, Jesse Guardiola. And I was telling Jesse just a minute ago, I hadn't seen him since a panel on diversity and inclusion that we had, and it's good to see you. I learned something about you there. So Jesse is the CEO of Guardiola Outreach Development, which is a consulting firm, co-founder of Outreach Education Initiative, which is a nonprofit, and a senior Tulsa police officer with almost 2 decades of experience. His years of service for the department and his personal background give him keen insight into the needs of the Hispanic community, from which he developed a nationally recognized Hispanic outreach program. Some of his clients include Blue Cross and Blue Shield, Philbrook Museum of Art, Jenks Public School District, and many more. He provides organizations with proven strategies and the cultural intelligence needed to successfully grow their business in a diverse economy. So help me please welcome our Rotarian of the Day, Jesse Guardiola.
Gracias, Juan. Mucho gusto para estar aquí con ustedes. For those of you that are keeping score, it's great to be here with you today. I have the distinct pleasure to bring to the podium a prominent education advocate and my friend, Kuma Roberts. Her and I first met while participating on an education public panel throughout Northeast Oklahoma, advocating for child school retention and how the dropout rate of our children in Tulsa affects the economic health of our city. She has dedicated her efforts in the realm of social justice and business development. She is an active member of her sorority, Zeta Phi Beta. She serves on several local boards, including Vice President of Dress for Success Tulsa, Board of Directors, Tulsa Debate League, Leadership Tulsa Class of 51, as well as the Program Committee for Lead North. Currently, Kuma is the program manager for the longest-running chamber program, Partners in Education, which has played a vital role in the community for the last 30 years. The program allows her to engage Tulsa's business community for the benefit of local school districts, ultimately preparing a stronger workforce and improving our Tulsa tax base. Please help me in joining and welcoming Kuma Roberts to the podium.
Thank you, Jesse. It's been a long time. We've known each other for a long time. I'm really excited to be here. As Jesse said, I'm Kuma Roberts, and I am the Program Manager for Education at the Tulsa Regional Chamber. But as of Monday, I was named as Interim Director of Workforce and Mosaic, which is why I get the opportunity to be here with you all today. If you knew the former executive director, Denise Reed, I'm not going to stand up here and pretend that I have all of the answers with regard to diversity and inclusion. I have great respect for her work, for her as a person, and for Mosaic, which is the Business Diversity Council that the Chamber created under her leadership. So, with that being said, I do feel, though, that after 5 years of working at the Tulsa Regional Chamber and as a woman of color and as a woman, that I have all the right information to be able to share with you the competitive advantage for diversity and inclusion in the workplace. Last October, had the pleasure, and some of you might have attended, the Mosaic Inclusive Workplace Cultures Forum, in which Michael Gonzalez, who's the Diversity Inclusion Director for Hallmark, he was the main speaker there. And what I'm about to show you is, he spoke of many things during that presentation, but it was what he didn't say that resonated the most. And so I'm going to share that with you all right now. And let's see, is someone going to press play for me? I'm sorry.
Paulito, ¿me puedes dar ese suéter?
¿Ves?
No, el suéter. El suéter. Gracias. ¿Y me puedes dar el abrigo verde junto a la mesita a tu derecha, por favor?
What?
¿Sabes? Ay, te voy a llevar conmigo. Ay, te voy a extrañar tanto, Paulo.
How's it going in here?
Good.
Mamá, apúrate. Dave ya está en el coche.
Ya sé. Es que lo voy a extrañar tanto.
Puedes venir tan seguido como quieras.
Yo sé.
I don't understand.
She misses you already.
You ready?
Estoy tan agradecido por todo lo que me has dado. Qué orgullo amarte, mi habilidad.
¿Para mí?
Yes.
Gracias, Pablo. Te quiero mucho.
What Hallmark knew is this. This is our country, and half of it is people of color. Hallmark knew that the success of their already huge market share depended on cultivating customers beyond that 50%. So let's just take a look here. Here's Oklahoma, and a little piece of our nation. In between 2010 and 2050, 167% growth is expected for the Hispanic community. The Asian community will grow to 142%. The African American community to 46%. And I don't know if you all can see the little tiny pink dot down there, but that's all the people who aren't of color or identify as of color. I don't say any of this to scare you all. I say it because if growing your business is your bottom line, then I need to only show you that first graph, this one, to really bring home the point of the competitive advantage for diversity and inclusion. But if you need more, I can go on. Diversity affects the bottom line. The competitive advantage is critical for long-term key growth. Hallmark knew that. They knew that they couldn't market to only one segment, that it was important to branch out. And so if you plan on actually growing your business for the long term, reaching beyond the 50% is absolutely crucial. It's crucial as well in knowing your customer demands and knowing that all of your customers have demands, not just half. It creates value in knowing how to target those customers, and you can't do it without a robust, diverse workforce. Just look at some of the bottom lines here. Did any of you know that the buying power of Latino Americans was over $1.6 trillion? Did anyone have any idea that the LGBT community has brands that has over $920 billion in buying power? And diversity isn't just about color or sexual orientation. It's absolutely about the fact that we have military families now that have just over $1 trillion, just under, in buying power. That's all a part of diversity, making sure that you're reaching out to each and every one of those customer segments. So Tulsa is pretty diverse. As you can see, in East Tulsa, we've got some of the youngest, it's the fastest growing, it's the most diverse, and 27% of the people that live in that community are Latino. And they speak a language other than English at home. North Tulsa also has a younger population. 20% are African American, 16% are Latino, and 15% speak a language other than English at home. You know, what's important in terms of bringing D&I to life, not only for your business, but for our community, it's important that you understand that the highest levels of any organization has to be an active advocate. You know, I always am given pause when I hear the white, straight male sort of speak up with regard to the issues regarding diversity and inclusion. I'll tell you a story. I was in an education meeting with a lot of educators, several of which were principals, several of which were superintendents. And one of them said, this FAFSA thing, the student aid thing, it just seems like a way for people to just, you know, have the government pay for education. And I was never more shocked when the white male sitting next to him said, I'm sorry, sir, that's not what this is. This is about making sure more of our students are prepared to go to college and career. The whole room was silenced by the fact that one white man was able to speak to another white man, and he listened. So you have a voice. If you run a business, if you own a business, if you're connected, please use it. Use it in favor of diversity and inclusion. It's important. Declare and market D&I as an imperative for your organization. That's super important in terms of moving forward with the D&I journey. You have to actually make it a part of your strategic plan. And build that diverse workforce, and not just employees, but we absolutely need to see more leaders in the form of engagement in your businesses. So both building a workforce in terms of employees, but also as well as the leaders. And then make it safe for your senior leaders to say they have no idea what they're doing. And that's okay. Last year, we had a pretty tragic situation happen in our community when a young man was shot, and his name was Terrence Crutcher. And I went to my CEO, Mike Neal, a member of this club, and I said, Mike, I have no idea what we're going to do, but we have to do something. And he said, Kuma, I don't know what to do. Tell me what to do. And so we pulled together a small group internally, and we were able to have a really impactful all-staff meeting where we discussed what was going on, how important it was, and we relied on practitioners in this work to help us through that. They released a statement with the help of the board of the chamber, and it was pretty powerful that after 5 years that something so galvanizing in our community could occur, and that our CEO said, I don't know, and he felt safe enough to say, I don't know, but I'm willing to do something about it. This is crucial for the competitive advantage in the workplace with regard to diversity and inclusion. I encourage you to be safe and feel safe saying that you have no idea. I'm so sorry. So let's move on here. Hallmark is more than just a feeling. This was the feeling that Hallmark got, and we need you all to understand that diversity and inclusion is more than just doing what's good for your bottom line, but it truly is about the feeling and doing what's right and doing what makes sense for business. Mosaic is the Tulsa Regional Chamber's Diversity and Inclusion Business Council, and there are over 250 members as a part of that organization who have taken and declared diversity and inclusion as an imperative for their business. We are excited and growing, and let me just share with you the mission. Here's a little bit about what you can do. The mission statement is that Mosaic will educate, lead, influence business on creating diverse and inclusive workforce cultures to enhance their competitive advantage. And that's what the group is growing for, and that's what we do each and every day. Now, I'm just stepping into this role as of a few days ago, but my point is that there are a huge number of supports and networks available for you if you want to step out on faith and join us in the journey of declaring the imperative for diversity and inclusion for that competitive advantage. Here's just a little bit of some of the winners of the Workplace Inclusive Cultures that we give away annually. And we are seeking more and more people to be a part of the list. And there's nothing I can do. They are there. They are very interested in making sure that diversity and inclusion plays a key part in their organizations. Lastly, let me just share with you the membership growth. They started in 2011 with 99 members. It's only grown since then. To 2016, they have 375 members with 210 unique companies that have joined in and said that diversity and inclusion is important to them and their business. So really, I'm here to tell you that not only is it a feeling, it's important that you do the right thing. It's important that you stay competitive and move forward in terms of furthering the role of diversity and inclusion in your workplace. I'm here to take questions. I know that there's not a lot more time that I have, but maybe a question or two? Yes. Hi, Tricia.
I'm interested about your staff and some of the programs they're working on. Maybe one question.
Sure.
Another question, if you have time. Does Mosaic work with the immigrant community in Tulsa? And what are the efforts in that realm?
That's great. So Mosaic is really about awareness. I know that I can point, I'm probably sure Jesse knows, a lot of resources with regard to the immigrant population. It's something that's coming up in education, something that's coming up certainly with the business case. So yes, we're really connecting people with regard to that. So come to the meetings. We invite you to invite everyone out to join us, and we'll talk about it. And that's what it's about. And then from there, we can definitely point them toward the right resources. So thank you. And you mentioned staff and some of the programming? Oh, this is a great question. As of Monday, our staff, I know that just from working with Denise and working with Mosaic, they have a survey that's going to be coming out. So it's really important that as many of you as possible and that can take the survey. They do it in large company and small company. Take the survey, we get a sense of our community and what each organization is doing with regard to diversity and inclusion. That's big, and we'll have lots of events and awareness issues and conversations really about what diversity is in all aspects and all areas. That's what we're working on, if that helps. Okay, someone give me another question. Hi, Mandy. I see so many familiar faces.
That's why we're here. You have been with Partners in Education. That's when we first met several years ago.
Yeah.
And I know with education, equity is a big focus for Tulsa Public Schools. So there's a real intersection here between the efforts of diversity and inclusion with Mosaic along with public education. So
Yeah.
maybe you could talk to us a little bit about some of those intersections that are going on right now.
Oh, that's a great question. You know, I've been a part of this as a spectator for many, many years in terms of understanding those intersections. So I'm not going to pretend and say that I know exactly the strategies that are going on. I know that it's important to TPS. I know that the relationship that the Chamber has and Mosaic has with our public school system is strong. And so we're really just trying to work alongside and complement the efforts that are happening. I think right now the biggest issue is funding with regard to anything. And it's hard to just kind of, I mean, I've sat in meetings and thought we should be focusing on this, but really there's an elephant in the room in terms of funding, and it's difficult to just imagine beyond that what's going on. They're trying to tackle it all at once. I mean, I don't mean to pretend to say that I have an answer, I don't, but they're working on it, and it's important. And we're here to help, yeah, and people like you. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes?
So, you're talking about employee diversity in
Yes.
companies. Do you offer training to companies on how to make their brand appeal to different groups? Because I would imagine that so many companies just don't even consider that in the way that they brand themselves.
Yes, there are business services committee of Mosaic. There are so there's lots of resources available, and I'm brand new in the role, but they definitely have a network of people that can provide those services or certainly direct you to. I know the YMCA does great work. OKEQ does great work. There's lots of organizations doing this work in our community, and we're really just trying to bring everyone together so we can create a toolkit of sorts, and might even exist of something that we can hand off so that businesses can begin that journey toward a more diverse and inclusive workplace. That helps. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Kuma, for being with us today. We appreciate your honesty. And, you know, it hits me. I'm in a business-to-business wholesale business, and I had not thought about our target audience being 50-50. Yeah. And for us, we don't offer anything in any other language but English. Wow. So I'm going to go home and go to work, or go to work and go to work. Thank you again, and I would like to say that Rotary needs an application to join Mosaic. Now we have a few project announcements. I'm going to start with a lady that looks like she doesn't know what I'm talking about. You do. Okay. Alicia Herrera is going to talk to us about an upcoming project.
My amigo David.
Oh, tag team.
He's my wingman. Yeah, we like to call it tag teaming. That's what we do.
You don't need a wingman.
No. Okay, so I'm so excited to say that next Wednesday, our Oklahoma City Joint Rotary Exchange will be over. So that's exciting. Next Wednesday, the 12th, we're doing our joint meeting. So we'll start at 10 a.m. and all this information is going to go out. So you have times and all that stuff will be out in the Monday Minute. So keep an eye out for that. But we'll start at 10 a.m. at the Gilcrease. And we're going to do in groups tours of their Masters of Artistry. So we've got 40 people from Oklahoma City that are coming up, and then as many of you all that are interested. And then we'll have our regular meeting here at the church. And then the best part, it's mostly for President John, will be at Margaritaville from 1 to 3. So
just go right by me and go to Margaritaville,
yeah.
right?
So we'll be at Margaritaville. Their executive director of all the Margaritavilles are going to come and give a big tour and kind of talk to you about the positive economic impact. There's a lot of benefits to that.
There are benefits, and one of the benefits that you'll particularly want to take advantage of, President John,
okay,
is the free play that the casino is going to give us all for showing up. So we're going to get some free play. We're going to get a piece of key lime pie.
Yeah,
and we're going to have margaritas all over the place. So
we're not
how very
encouraging
appropriate.
Gambling or drinking.
No, we're not.
But it's available if you're interested.
That's correct.
We hope to see you all out there next week. So look out for the Monday Minute.
Well done.
Thanks.
Thank you. If I could have Brenda make her way forward, she has an announcement about MSNI. Did Brenda leave on me? Okay, we're having an MSNI work day on April the 15th. You can sign up on DACDB or also email the MSNI email address, and you will get a scrumptious donut breakfast and coffee. And that's another opportunity through service. You will meet people you don't know, and you will have a great time and learn a lot about a great program that we have. Michelle Place has an announcement for us.
Well, good afternoon. I'm here today on behalf of the Social Committee. Several months ago, the Hot Springs Village Rotary Club contacted our office and said that as fundraisers, get this idea, they go on bus tours, 3-day bus tours, and they have selected to come to Tulsa. So several of us in the entertainment, hospitality industry, as we speak, sent emails, and so we're going to welcome a busload, 50 Rotarians. It sold out within like 3 weeks.
Wow.
I can't believe this. But they're going to be spending about 3 days touring Tulsa. They'll also be out at the Post Oak enjoying a Native American evening. But what I have organized is a reception for them as they arrive at the Tulsa Historical Society and Museum. Imagine that. I have a key to the place. So anyway, we would love for...
And a liquor cabinet somewhere.
That's true. Well, hang on. I'll tell you
Okay.
about that. But it would be great for as many of our Rotarians, friends, spouses, whoever that you would like to bring to come and mingle with the Hot Springs Village Rotary Club. And we're going to have heavy hors d'oeuvres and wine and beer. There is a cost. It's $25 a person. I probably will do 500 years of Tulsa history in about 15 minutes, which might be worth the $25 fee just to see me do that. But anyway, if you don't want to hear that part, you're welcome to go through the rest of the exhibits. But this is a great time to interact with another Rotary Club. They're excited about coming. Sign up on DACDB. Again, the date is Thursday, April 27th. If you could come a few minutes early, about 5 o'clock, they'll be arriving at 5:30. So bring a friend.
All right. I know that Hot Springs Club, and they are a hoot, so it ought to be a good time.
You know, I'm going to go to Hot Springs on Easter weekend. I should see if I can round up some Rotarians.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so first of all, we need your money. These are your tickets.
Oh.
You failed to stop and buy them, so there they are. But they're already in a jar. Secondly, I failed to say that TERRI Heritage gave us a very generous donation, and I forgot to mention her $200 donation to celebrate interim home health. So sorry about that, TERRI, but now I got you covered. I love doing business with Rotarians, so everybody needs to know that. Okay, and then I want to say that today our total for the foundation, well, for the 50/50 is $47.33.
Wow.
Ooh, we're so close to 5,000.
You know, I hope somebody wins it, but I hope somebody doesn't.
I know. I'm so torn. It's like every week, and then I think.
So that is the 5 of diamonds on the bottom of the deck
Well,
there.
it is, but I'm gonna shuffle them
Okay.
up. But John, what happens to me after this is over?
You should probably lay that on a stage and mix them all up.
I got this.
There's people tricky. I mean, this is $4,700.
I mean, this is a tough job. I know that I might need a little micromanaging, but I think I can do the shuffling, okay?
Only where necessary.
Okay, anyway, so what happens to me after somebody wins? Have we talked about that?
Well, if I win, we get to draw again.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking about like
For half of half.
after the game's over. After the game's over, what do we do with me?
Do what?
It would only be one of me every week. We have to think of something else for me to do.
Well, I got it.
Think of some ideas.
I got it.
You got another idea?
I got it.
Okay, all right. All right, so they've been all shuffled up. All right. I know, they're just, you know, when it's SARGE time, I get them all riled up. Oh, speaking of riled up, I will be at the casino to make sure that nobody is acting in an un-Rotarian-like way, and I will be fining people, so if I'm able to, you know, so. Okay, all right, Kuma, friend, draw the lucky number. Try not to get President Johns, though, because he...
Yeah, go all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, whatever it takes. Thank you, Mom. All right, does everybody have their numbers out? 8055459. Do I hear a bingo? Okay, I see some.
Oh, there he is.
One of my favorites. Cheers.
459.
That's it.
All right.
Congratulations. Okay, now I have shoveled these. Look at them; they're all mixed up.
Boy, she's working this game awful hard.
All right, this could be it. This could be the last.
It
time.
could be.
Every time could be the last.
Oh.
Maybe next.
Is that the 5 of diamonds?
The 5 of diamonds.
The 5 of diamonds? Who would have thought?
It is not the Joker. I'm the only Joker up here right now. Okay, thank you all so much.
Thank you, Catherine. I have another installment, since I have time, if you'll bear with me, of what happened when I wore my pin. So I recently went to one of my cousin's weddings in McKinney, Texas, and it was an evening wedding, and it started at 6 and went till, you know, they turned the lights on. And I had a dark suit on, a black suit, and I had my Rotary pin on because I had forgotten to take it off. And, you know, as a good Rotarian that's wearing my pin, I did not partake in the party favors, so I was well behaved. And I went outside to check and bring the car around for my lovely wife because it was a little crisp. And I parked the car and came back in, and I was standing by the front door against the wall. And a young man in a tuxedo, obviously part of the wedding party, made his way up towards me and said, "Are you the bus driver?" And I said, "Well, yes, I am." He said, "Well, we're ready to go." I said, "Well, go get all the ladies and load them on the bus first, and I'm going to take them, and I'll come back after you guys." He said, "Okay." So you never know what wearing your pin will do for you. We had a great tour of McKinney. We went downtown. No, that's not the... Thanks for coming. Tell everybody about Rotary and have a great day.